So you're thinking of moving to my hometown of Torrance, California. In this video, I am going to dive in and show you everything there is to know about living in Torrance and why it's one of the best spots in all of Southern California to live. Don't want to dig too much into it, but just a couple of the highlights real quick. These are some rankings according to niche.com of reasons why Torrance is just an amazing city to look into. Listen to these couple rankings. We'll dive into the video and I'll show you a lot more. But number 6 healthiest city in America, or healthiest place to live. Number 10 in best cities to retire in America. Top 13 cities with the best public school system. So if you're coming with a family, that's something to think of if you're coming here with kids. Outdoor activities, we'll get into that. That's ranked number 17. Best cities, it's one of the best cities in America to raise a family. It comes in ranked 21st. It's ranked number 23 of the top cities to live in all of America. Right? If you're a young professional, it's ranked number 35 nationwide. And then as far as diversity goes, it's number 37. So there's so much to love about Torrance, California. So let's get to it. What's going on, guys? My name is Mike Devlak, and I am a local real estate agent here in the Los Angeles area, really serving all of Southern California. But as I mentioned in the opening, today we're talking about my hometown of Torrance, California. Before we dig too far into this, if this is your first time to this channel, make sure you go ahead and hit the subscribe button, tap that notification bell. That way you're notified every time we post new videos. And we're posting videos just like this one, just about every week, trying to help people like you find their perfect spot of where they want to live in Southern California. All right, we're covering LA County, Orange County, Riverside County, and San Bernardino County. All right, anything in Southern California, we've got you covered. Just personally, I have lived in 4 of the 5 major counties in Southern California. If you count down to San Diego, I lived in San Diego as well. So no matter where you're looking in Southern California, I'm your guy, and my team's my I am your guy, and my team is here for you to help you with that move. So without further ado, let's dive into this video about Torrance. All right. First things first, where is Torrance? All right. Just looking at the map, Torrance is about 15 to 20 minutes away from LAX. When you fly in to LA, so LAX is kind of just like right by city El Segundo. Depending which part of Torrance you're in, you're 15 to 20 minutes south of that. You're about 30 to 45 minutes, maybe an hour, depending on traffic, away from downtown LA or Dodger Stadium or things like that. About 40 minutes from Disneyland, and Angel Stadium's right there too. And then if you're looking at beaches, all right, Torrance has its own beach. It's very close to Redondo Beach, Manhattan Beach, Hermosa Beach. So you're very close to the beach. Like, we're talking 5, 10, 15, no more than 20 minutes, no matter where you are in the city of Torrance, all right? Torrance is a huge city, all right? It's very spread out. I believe it's one of the largest, I think it's like the 4th largest suburb in all of Los Angeles. As far as population goes, there's 140,000 people in Torrance. As I mentioned on the opening, it's one of the most diverse cities in the whole country, all right? You have all kinds of different ethnicities that are here, and there's so much culture and things to do within the city, alrighty? Now, in this video, we're going to dive into some of the cool things to do here. I've already mentioned that this was one of the top-rated places to raise a family, or for people who like outdoor activities, and overall just best places to live in America. All right, so we're going to talk a little bit about what there is to do. We're going to go through a couple different neighborhoods. And at the end of the video, I'm going to discuss a little bit of the pricing of homes in today's current market, just so you guys can have a little taste or idea of what to expect. All right, so let's start off with cool things to do in Torrance. As I mentioned, all right, we have Torrance Beach. All right, so Torrance has its own beach. It's known as Rat Beach. It's right next to Redondo Beach, and kind of in between Redondo Beach and kind of up to Palos Verdes Peninsula area up there. So we have our own beach. with lots of stuff to do on there. You get the Strand that goes all the way to the Redondo Beach Pier, Hermosa Pier, Manhattan Beach. You know, the whole Strand area. If you're wanting to ride bikes or go for walks or that sort of thing, along with the beaches, you're gonna have those great California sunsets. So that's one little area of things that are really cool about Torrance, or fun things to do. Lots of parks. All right, the biggest park is going to be Wilson Park. It is a huge park, basically, and it's almost like Torrance's Central Park. It's a huge park. They have like batting cages there, a bunch of softball fields. There's a lot of like slow pitch softball tournaments or adult leagues for men, and then during the spring, a lot of fast pitch for girls high school and stuff like that. It has its own hockey rink. All right, they have like a men's hockey league there. It's a roller hockey, not ice hockey. You got that there. There's also a giant gym where they do like Parks and Rec, like, you know, basketball and different indoor activities and classes there, right there in Wilson Park. Other cool things to do is Wilderness Park if you're more of the outdoorsy type. Wilderness Park is kind of like West Torrance-ish, kind of bordering up to Redondo Beach. As we get later into the episode, we're going to dive into the different communities or whatever. The most expensive house that sold recently is actually right by Wilderness Park here, where West Torrance and Redondo kind of sort of meet. But if you're into the outdoorsy type stuff, you want to get some nature in, there's the Madrona Marsh. All right, that's going to be in basically South Torrance-ish. Like I said, Wilderness Park in West Torrance. Really cool spot for pictures, and it's kind of on top of a hill with some good views of like overlooking the city of Torrance. We actually, for my parents, we did some like Christmas pictures with my kids. I'll throw some of these pictures up here so you guys see. Those are pictures from my camera. Really cool spot for pictures or just, you know, family time. Sometimes kids do birthday parties and do walk around and stuff like that there. I've already mentioned the golf courses a little bit. There's a lot of golf courses nearby. One of the cool things is like if you have young kids and you're into golf and you want to teach them how to golf, or maybe you have grandkids, there's a little par 3 golf course called Sierra in that West Torrance Southwood area. It's where I learned how to golf. It's, you know, I take my son there. My son's 4 years old. He can go play there a little bit. Can't hit the ball all the way yet, but the longest hole there is like 85 yards. So really cool 9-hole course. You can play in about 45 minutes to an hour, and it's like $7 to play. So that's pretty cool. Something fun, outdoorsy to do. Also, in Torrance is the Del Amo Mall. This is a huge mall. At one point, it was the largest mall in the country. A bunch of movies were filmed there back in the day. It's been totally revamped since then. They've got a Dave & Buster's, movie theaters, a bunch of restaurants. Like there's an outdoor part of it, which is like really nice looking. And then also the inside was recently remodeled as well. And they're kind of continuing that expansion. So all in that whole area, you're gonna have your Target, there's a Ralph's, excuse me. If you're a sports radio person, Colin Cowherd's restaurant's there right next to George Lopez. It's like a food hall type thing. The giant mall, across from the mall, you're gonna have a Hobby Lobby, a Chili's, Chick-fil-A. Like literally almost anything you want to do is gonna be in this spot right here, right by the Del Amo Mall. It is massive. All right, like huge mall. You can get lost in it. There's a Nordstrom, Macy's. They've been updating some things since then, but there's just so much to do, so many different stores. So just in that little area right there, there's going to be tons of, get all your shopping done. And that specifically is about 10 minutes from the beach. As far as actually living in Torrance, all right, we're going to, basically show you a few of the different neighborhoods. All right, I'm going to start off with Old Town Torrance. This is basically Central Torrance, in the central part of Torrance. It's by Torrance High School. Torrance High School, another classic filming spot. I believe they did 90210 there. I think that's where 90210's campus was, like the original 90210, and then also Buffy the Vampire Slayer back in the day. All right, those were filmed at Torrance High School. But anyways, so that's the neighborhood where these homes are that I'm about to show you. This is in Central Torrance. Very like old school feel, kind of, I don't know, I would describe it, or people that I've helped buy homes there describe it as like a cute area. So there's also some massive homes here too, but they kind of like a more old school, 1900s feel to them. A cool part about living in this area is there's like it's Old Town Torrance. So there's like a row of like little mom and pop shops and restaurants. Torrance Bakery's there. The food, Torrance Bakery. Oof. If you're gonna have a party in Torrance, or you're gonna have a cake, you're probably gonna go get it from Torrance Bakery. Um, so just like a really old school feel. If you watch, any like movie you watch about like an old high school town, whatever. That's part like Old Town Torrance kind of sort of feels like that, on the inner streets. Now you do have like the main artery roads where it gets a little bit more packed and feels more, city-like. But actually, like within the streets, you get that old school feel. You get the tree-lined streets, with those houses that have some really nice curb appeal. All right, so from Central Torrance, we are gonna work our way into West Torrance. All right, so West Torrance, you're basically going to go up Torrance Boulevard, and it's right there. You got West High Schools right there, Bishop Montgomery High School, and it kind of borders right up to Redondo High. So actually, in this one little area, you have West High School, Bishop Montgomery, which is like the private school, one of the best basketball teams in the country, high school basketball teams in the country, girls and boys. So you got those two, and you got Redondo High, all like within, it's like this weird little triangle. They're all really, really close to each other. You could walk to either of them pretty quickly, actually. Sometimes so I went to Bishop Montgomery High School, and sometimes you do conditioning. You could basically do the conditioning off campus. You could run to these other schools. It's that close. Alrighty, it's when I played baseball and we had games against West Torrance High, we would literally just walk down the street. It's they're basically right next door to each other. And then Redondo's right up there too. So, so getting back to West Torrance, all right, this is probably, as a whole, the more affluent area of Torrance. Yes and no. I guess it's hard to say. I'm just gonna jump to the numbers real quick because I don't just the average home in Torrance that was sold in the past 90 days. The average sales price is 1.18 million. All right, so there's money here. All right, there's money. There's families. Great school systems, as I mentioned earlier, one of the top school systems in the country. You got the 4 major high schools. So you got Torrance, which I talked about. You got West Torrance, you got North Torrance, and then you have South Torrance. Alrighty, South Torrance is probably the highest rated high school out of the major ones in the public schools, followed by West, and then the other 2 are kind of further behind. But that doesn't mean that those ones aren't as good. Just those other 2. West and South are just more highly rated on the national scale. All right, so West Torrance, the homes are going to be a little bit older, not as much redone. I've seen some on the market recently, like 1.3 million, and we're talking like they were built in like the 50s and 60s and have not been touched since. All right, I work with a lot of investors too. These are homes that if you just fix them up, put some money in, you're like getting like 1.7, 1.8. All right, there's a lot of potential in that West Torrance area. If we go slide from West Torrance a little bit more toward South Torrance, kind of along the Redondo Beach border there's a community, Southwood. This is kind of behind Bishop Montgomery High School. It's still like West Torrance, but it's going towards South Torrance. Those homes there are a little bit on the more modern side, a little bit more of a beachy feel, a little bit closer to the beach as well. So I guess that makes sense. So those homes there that's where a lot of like more modern, I guess I would say. I'm not talking like new builds, but out of the city of Torrance, that's where the newer-ish homes are. Then we're gonna move into South Torrance. All right, South Torrance this particular community is really cool. During Christmas time, all right, they call it Candy Cane Lane. I mean, we're talking miles and miles and miles of cars, like single file line, driving through this whole town. Like, it's craziness. People from all over Southern California come specifically to this community just to kind of go through that whole Christmas thing. They have like, contests within the neighborhood to see who has the best house. I had some classmates and stuff that lived there, and they used to, before they could have their Thanksgiving dinner, they'd have to have the lights up. It's craziness, and it's really cool because there's like little kids that have like their own little businesses too that they do during this time. So like on different corners, they have like popcorn stands or churros or hot chocolate. So there's like, you know, ways these guys make money. And pretty much any night you're out there, there's families doing bonfires on their driveways. Just a really, really cool feel. So like whether you move to Torrance or not, at least drive through this area during Christmas time. You know, block off a few hours because it's, you know, it's depending what time you get there, you're gonna be sitting in like a single file line just to get into the neighborhood, and there's not much deviation once you get in there. But it's a really, really cool setup they've got there. So South Torrance, I'm gonna say on the whole, that's where the highest price per home is gonna be. It's getting closer to Palos Verdes. I'll do another, you know, more video. We'll have videos on Palos Verdes too. But Palos Verdes is like top of the hill, like your boss's boss's boss lives there, like the owner of the company. So those are just some things to think about with Torrance. I'm going to dive in real quickly into the housing. So I'm just looking at my notes here. All right. So I'm filming this in July 2022. All right, and these numbers are from the past 90 days. That's what I like to do, just to give you guys like a pulse of the market a little bit. So as I mentioned earlier, the past 90 days, the average home price in Torrance was 1.18 million. All right, for just the, you know, your average typical home. The lowest price on a single, this is for single family, the lowest single family home. I did make it three bedrooms or more, because if you go 2 bedrooms, it's gonna be different. But I'm gonna, you know, assume that you're looking for 3 bedrooms or more. The lowest that sold past 3 months was for $700,000, and that was going to be in like far east Torrance. You know, I didn't show you this area in the videos, but it kind of borders up to Carson. So that's on the east side of Torrance, $700,000. The highest priced home went for $3.375 million. That was in that Southwood community. Right, you know, that neighborhood behind Bishop Montgomery, kind of easing between West Torrance and South Torrance. And this was a huge house. I'll throw some pictures up here for you to see it, but that is a pretty house. It's kind of on top of a hill right by Wilderness Park, which I mentioned earlier. You know, you're gonna have the good views. You're close to the beach, and this was really big, spread out house. You know, very modern and, you know, recently renovated. So that was 3.375 million. Now, if you're looking to retire here, or maybe you're a young professional looking to come this way, maybe you're open to a townhome or a condo, I've got you covered there too. On the low end, you're going to pay $450,000. On the high end, you're going to go north of $1 million. All right. I sold one a few months ago in Central Torrance. It was a townhome for $850,000. All right. It was, you know, nothing, you know, I'm just saying it's an average townhome. All right. $850,000. It was 3 bedrooms. I think it was 2.5 baths in Central Torrance. Had a little bit of an HOA there, but I mean, that HOA just covered like the gardener and stuff like that. All right. And it was connected to 2 others. So that's where that was. So 450 to $1 million, a little bit over $1 million for townhomes and condos. Your average condo is going to cost basically high 700,000s to low 800,000. All right, but you can get, you know, if you're, you know, a young professional looking to move in the area, you want to own something. All right, I've seen things like 700 and below. All right, it's just a matter of, you know, where do you want to live. So hopefully this video was informative. That basically wraps up all of Torrance. If you like Torrance, sweet. If you don't, not a big deal. All right, like I said, it is my hometown. I don't live there anymore. Have tons of family over there in that area, but you know, maybe it's not for you. All right. Either way, when you're making that move to Southern California, reach out to me. I would be more than happy to help you. All right. You know, relocating is one of my favorite things to do. That's why I started this channel. I want to help people relocate to Torrance, make it easier. Before I got into real estate, I was a headhunter, helping people move from basically all over the country to these giant corporations that had offices out in Los Angeles. Obviously, things are probably a little bit different now with the pandemic, and I left that industry a while ago. All right, but that's what made me kind of fall in love with this process of helping people move and kind of see the cool things or the not so cool things about different areas, and helping find that perfect fit for people and their families. So if you want me to help you and your family find that perfect fit, make sure you go ahead and reach out. My information is going to be in the description below. If you made it this far, do me a huge favor. Please give this video a thumbs up. Let the YouTube, oh my gosh, let the algorithm know that this video is helpful for people that are looking to move to Torrance or anywhere in Southern California. I make these videos to help as many people as possible. So if you like this video, more people are gonna be able to see it. Alrighty. Also, make sure you go ahead and hit that subscribe button, tap that notification bell. All right. That way, every video that I post is boom sent right to you. Like I said, reach out if you want some help anywhere in Southern California. I got you. And if you're coming from somewhere where you need to sell your home, my team is nationwide. I'd love to help you out. Work together with someone in your market. That way, it's a seamless process for you and your family to get here to Los Angeles or Torrance or anywhere in Southern California. So anyways, until the next time, I will see you guys. Peace.